everyone! Have you ever wondered how to get that super smooth, even surface on your felts? You just keep stabbing and stabbing it, and eventually it'll smooth out, right? Wrong. Contrary to popular belief, you're not going to get it smooth by just incessantly stabbing away. I mean, lots of stabbing is obviously part of it, but unless you keep in mind the 4 main factors that I'm about to show you, it'll be much harder to get that coveted smooth finish, even if you stab it 1,000,000 times. So, if it's not just stabbing 1,000,000 times, then what is it? It's a combination of 4 factors: firmness, wool, needles, and technique. And if you keep those in mind, you can't go wrong. To demonstrate what I mean, I'm going to make this cute little apple 2 ways. The first way where I've got them nice and smooth, and the second one where I haven't. And I'm going to show you what makes the difference. Factor 1, a firm core. To get a firm core, I'm going to start by rolling up my core wool really tightly and stabbing the needle deeply into the wool. Rolling up the core tightly gets rid of as much air as possible before I even start felting it, and deep stabs tangle the fibers securely and firms up the core piece even more. You can hear that I'm using quite a bit of force with the needle. I'm going to keep stabbing and rolling until I get a ball that's my desired size and firm enough so that when I squeeze it, it doesn't easily squish. It doesn't need to be as hard as a rock, but see how I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on it and it doesn't give easily. It'll take a little time to get the core this firm, but it'll save you tons of time in the end. Now I'm going to felt a ball the same size, but I'm not going to roll it as tightly and I'm not going to stab as deeply. What's going to happen is that there will be lots of air inside the wool fibers, resulting in a much squishier core. See, here I'm squeezing both of the balls with the same amount of force, and you can see the difference in how squishy they are. Okay, let's put these aside for later. Factor 2, wool. I'm not going to get too deeply into all the different types of wools out there because that's another video, but there are 2 main things to keep in mind when it comes to choosing the best wool to get a smooth surface in less time. The first is use carded wool, especially if you're just starting out in felting. Carded wool means that the wool fibers have been processed to mix them in all directions, creating an easily pulled apart material, as opposed to wool roving, also called tops or combed wool, in which the fibers are smoothly aligned. The second thing to keep in mind when you're choosing a wool is how fine it is. I recommend using a coarser wool like Corriedale or Romney if you're just starting out, rather than a fine, soft wool like Merino. You might be wondering, well, why can't I get a smooth surface with fine, uncarded wool? The answer is, actually, you can. It just takes way longer. If you want to cut down on the time for each felt you do and still get a smooth surface, it makes way more sense to use carded wool. Factor 3, needles. I keep needles really simple. There are multiple sizes of needles, but I use either a 38 or a 40 triangle for everything, and those are the sizes I recommend for achieving a smooth surface. Generally speaking, the larger needle, number 38, works better on coarser wool, and the smaller one, number 40, works better on finer wool. However, after 3 years of felting, I've come to the conclusion that they're both effective for creating a smooth finish on a carded wool surface, and I interchange them often. What truly makes the biggest difference to smoothness, though, is the final factor, technique. To demonstrate my technique, I'm going to go back to our 2 core apple shapes. Remember, one was much firmer than the other, and I created the firm one by using quite a bit of force with the needle. But when I wrap the core piece with my surface wool and start felting it down, I'm going to use way less force than we did with the core. The purpose of this stage is just to attach the surface wool, but not to jam the needle in enough to make big needle holes. We'll see needle marks, but they shouldn't be too deep, and we'll be able to smooth them out in the final step. Now I'll put this one aside and show you the difference in adding surface wool to the soft core. You can see right away how all the air in the core is allowing the needle to go in way too far and causing deep dimples to form. And continued stabbing isn't doing much to help, it's just getting more and more bumpy looking. Back to the first one. Once I have the surface wool attached, I'm going to start the final process that gets that incredibly smooth surface I want. I'm going to poke really lightly. The needle is barely going to go into the felt at all, only enough to push down those tiny little bumps on the surface. This is where you might want to switch to a smaller needle, and this is also where you get to choose how long you spend smoothing your surface. But it also has to do with where you poke. Just mindlessly poking it all over isn't going to do much to smooth it. You have to kind of search out the little inconsistencies in height, what I call hills and valleys. If you think about your felted surface as a bunch of hills and valleys, kind of like this, you want to flatten the hills so that the surface becomes more even. That's what's eventually going to smooth it out, and this is much harder to do when your core is too soft. It's also a lot easier to add small details to the surface when you have a smooth, firm finish. When it's rough and uneven, the details tend to look rougher as well because they don't have a firm enough surface to cling to. So, to recap, here are my 4 main factors in getting a smooth finish and not spending hours and hours to do it. Start with a firm core. Choose carded wool that's not too fine. Use the needle that works best for you. I recommend either a 38 or a 40. Keep a light touch when you add the surface wool and an even lighter touch when you do the final finishing, and pay attention to those hills and valleys. If you keep these in mind when you felt, I guarantee you and your felts will be happy with the results. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more. Until then, take care.